Hi guys, so you spend hours and hours painting your miniatures, or well, if you're doing the slapchop painting technique like I do, then you probably spend under an hour doing a miniature, or a couple of hours doing, well, a whole kill team. But then you want to take loads of nice lovely pictures and obviously show people what you've done, or even just for yourself, you want to take lots of lovely pictures and yeah, sort of keep a good record of, well, how you're getting on with your painting. But I often see people put their pictures on Facebook and their first comment normally is, I'm no good at taking pictures, but it does look a lot better than it does on the screen. And yeah, there's some simple ways of always getting some great pictures. I say you've done a great job painting the model, and you want to obviously say show it off, let people see what you've done. But yeah, you take your picture and it comes out looking like, well, a dog's dinner. And yeah, I say there's no real reason for your photos to sort of come out bad. Yeah, with these sort of 5 simple little tips, you'll be able to take great pictures and yeah, you'll really love how they come out. So whether you use a phone, any old phone will do. I mean, the phone I've got that I usually film on is a really old one, or a little webcam, and this is my normally preferred sort of go-to method. But I am also a wedding photographer. So yeah, I do have a proper DSLR camera and, well, a whole variety of lenses. But I never use that because, well, there's no need. You can get better shots or as good shots on, well, the webcam. And so this is my preferred go-to method, mainly because obviously I have this plugged into my PC, which just makes things easier for me to sort of operate. So obviously you want to get your miniatures, and these are the ones that I'm going to use. So don't forget guys, everything I'm now making or painting, I'm going to be putting on my eBay to sell, just so I can get more funds to buy more bits and pieces. And the other reason I like the webcam is it's got a wide angle lens in it, which means I can have it pretty near the miniature and get everything in shot, rather than having to stand 10 feet away. So I use some simple software to operate the webcam, and I say for me it's just easier being able to change the settings on the screen rather than change them on the back of a camera or even the phone. So yeah, obviously got the little sliders here, so I can adjust the focus, I can zoom in and out, which is pretty cool. And I say a nice sort of wide lens on this webcam does mean I can get a lot in, and yeah, I don't need a lot of room to take the pictures. Okay, so we've got our device and our miniatures. Let's get on to tip number 5, as I'm going to do these in reverse order guys, with tips number 1 and 2 probably being the most important. So tip number 5, yeah, add smoke effects. I just love doing this, as it really does sort of create a lot of atmosphere with within your sort of your miniatures, your dioramas. So I use these lovely little smoke machines from Costronica. There's a link in the description guys to where you can get these. I use 2 different types. I've got this little portable one, which is awesome, and I've got this other one which is a bit bigger. Comes with a nice little battery pack, and this one also comes with a remote control, which is just awesome. And obviously this one does pump out a whole lot more. So this one's great if you want to add a lot more smoke to like a full board game, whether it's Warhammer 40k or Dungeons and Dragons. So I use this smoke effect quite a lot in my my photos and some of the videos that I take of the finished sort of miniatures, just because I really love how this effect looks. But obviously this one isn't obviously necessary. I say it's tips number 1 and 2 you really want to sort of take note of. Okay, so let's move on to tip number 4. And as you've already seen, I'm using these little background, these little sort of diorama display boxes that I've made from my sort of kill teams. And yeah, these work awesomely as a background. Because you either want something that's sort of obviously not distracting, or something that sort of goes with the miniature that you're, well, taking the image of. And if you like these display boxes I'm making, these will be available on my eBay account very soon as well. So tip 3 is about composition. Basically helps you how you have the miniature in the frame. Typically when you're taking a shot of a miniature, it will be obviously in the center, but sometimes we work on a rule of thirds, so it can be off to the side. And this works well when you want to add a title to whatever image it is you're doing. So yeah, yeah, just generally sort of mix around with it, move it around, get it to where you like. But sometimes it can add a lot of sort of impact to an image if you do it at an angle. It's one of these weird things where, say, it's a case of messing about, seeing how the shot that you like the look of. But yeah, sometimes when I do close-up shots, having the camera at an angle just seems to add a bit more impact into the image, and makes it look a little bit more like it's about to do something. But it is all a case of just playing around with it and, well, getting the shots that you're happy with. Okay, so now we're getting into the top 2 tips, which are by far the really only two that you really need to sort of take into consideration when taking your shots. And obviously the main one is getting your shot in focus. It's not worth taking a picture of something and it just being all blurry and, well, not being able to see it. So my preference for taking shots is to put the focus into manual, so you have full control over what the image is actually going to be sort of picking up properly. Because if you don't do this, then sometimes your camera can focus in on something in the background, especially like this shot here. As you can see, there's lots of things going on in the background, so sometimes the camera doesn't quite know what it is it's meant to be focusing on, which again is another reason for you to sort of take control of that focus, and then you make sure that what you want to get in focus, well, is in focus. But obviously you don't need to use any kind of background when you are taking your image, but you also don't want the background to be sort of like really cluttered. So say I'm taking a shot of this dude, what I would generally do is put a nice black background. So I've got a bit of MDF board, I think it's an A3 size, just painted it black with just normal black paint, and this just helps the image sort of stand out, so there's no sort of clutter behind. So yeah, black's generally a nice one. And then yeah, get everything set up and we can take the shot. Okay, so the number one tip for photography, and it's lighting. So whether you're taking shots of miniatures, people, well, anything really, yeah, if you haven't got a good source of lighting, then well, your image is going to come out black or different shades of whatever. Yeah, lighting, number one top tip for any kind of photography. And as well as obviously the lighting being used to, well, light up your image, depending on how you have your light sort of on the image, can yeah give it sort of more depth, so you can rather have the thing fully lighted or lit up so you can see everything, or putting it around the sort of the side of the top or even near the back. Yeah, just adds a bit more sort of atmosphere to your image and can make it yeah, really pop and look awesome. So if nothing else guys, lighting and focus, that's all you really need to get awesome shots of obviously your lovely painted miniatures. And then when you put it all together, you've got your miniatures, you've got your background, you've got your smoke machine, you've obviously got whatever device it is you're going to use to take the images, obviously the good old lighting source as well, and yeah, combine it all together and you can get some absolutely awesome looking images just like these. I hope you found the video of some use guys, and yeah, I hope it improves any sort of image taking of your lovely miniatures, as I am a member of a lot of Facebook groups, and yeah, I love seeing how other people are, well, painting their miniatures. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button guys if this has been informative, and click on the notification bell as I do sort of make videos, well, a couple times a week. So this does go to show you don't need expensive cameras, as yeah, using your phone or webcam like I do is, well, is the best way I think of getting shots. I say, especially when you haven't got a lot of room, so using the camera, well, yeah, you have to stand very, very far away. And the smoke machines, I say, I just love these. I'm like a kid in the toy shop when I use these. I just think these are awesome. So yeah guys, don't forget, links down below to where you can get the smoke machines. There's a link down below to my eBay, so if you are interested in buying any of my sort of bits and pieces. So this Star Wars one, this one will be up next week as well. It's May the 4th next week. So yeah, keep an eye out for that on my eBay account. And yeah, good old black background. That's all you need to sort of like declutter the background and yeah, get those awesome shots. I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to all my lovely patrons for helping support the channel, as well as Chaos Cards. There's a link in the description guys to get in discount on Chaos Card miniatures down below. There's another video on the screen guys, give that a click, see more of what I do. And yeah guys, take care, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.